Genesis 18. The Lord appeared to Abraham by the oaks of Mamre as he sat at the entrance of his tent in the heat of the day. He looked up and saw 3 men standing near him. When he saw them, he ran from the tent entrance to meet them and bowed down to the ground. He said, "My Lord, if I find favor with you, do not pass by your servant. Let a little water be brought, and wash your feet, and rest yourselves under the tree. Let me bring a little bread, that you may refresh yourselves, and after that you may pass on, since you have come to your servant." So they said, "Do as you have said." And Abraham hastened into the tent to Sarah and said, "Make ready quickly 3 measures of choice flour, knead it, and make cakes." Abraham ran to the herd and took a calf tender and good and gave it to the servant, who hastened to prepare it. Then he took curds and milk and the calf that he had prepared and set it before them, and he stood by them under the tree while they ate. They said to him, "Where is your wife Sarah?" And he said, "There, in the tent." Then one said, "I will surely return to you in due season, and your wife Sarah shall have a son." And Sarah was listening at the tent entrance behind him. Now Abraham and Sarah were old, advanced in age. It had ceased to be with Sarah after the manner of women. They weren't really old, though, were they? They were nearly 100, which was quite young in their day. So Sarah laughed to herself, saying, "After I have grown old and my husband is old, shall I have pleasure?" The Lord said to Abraham, "Ooh, pleasure. Ooh, did women get to have pleasure back then?" The Lord said to Abraham, "Why did Sarah laugh and say, 'Shall I indeed bear a child now that I am old?' She didn't. She said, 'Will I have pleasure?' Is anything too wonderful for the Lord? At the set time I will return to you in due season, and Sarah shall have a son." But Sarah denied, saying, "I did not laugh," for she was afraid. He said, "Oh, yes, you did laugh." Then the men set out from there, and they looked towards Sodom, and Abraham went with them to set them on their way. The Lord said, "Shall I hide from Abraham what I am about to do, seeing that Abraham shall become a great and mighty nation, and all the nations of the earth shall be blessed in him?" No. So God's indecisive? "No, for I have chosen him, that he may charge his children and his household after him to keep the way of the Lord by doing righteousness and justice, so that the Lord may bring about for Abraham, what he has promised him." Then the Lord said, "How great is the outcry against Sodom and Gomorrah, and how very grave their sin." Ooh, what is their sin? "I must go down and see whether they have done it altogether according to the outcry that has come to me, and if not, I will know." Shouldn't you already know, Mr. All-Knowing? So the men turned from there and went towards Sodom, while Abraham remained standing before the Lord. Then Abraham came near and said, "Will you indeed sweep away the righteous with the wicked? Suppose there are 50 righteous within the city. Will you then sweep away the place and not forgive it for the 50 righteous who are in it? Far be it from you to do such a thing, to slay the righteous with the wicked, so that the righteous fare as the wicked. Far be that from you. Shall not the judge of all the earth do what is just?" Wow, Abraham, you're brave. And the Lord said, "If I find at Sodom 50 righteous in the city, I will forgive the whole place for their sake." Abraham answered, "Let me take it upon myself to speak to the Lord, I who am but dust and ashes. Suppose 5 of the 50 righteous are lacking. Will you destroy the whole city for lack of 5? And he said, "I will not destroy it if I find 45 there." And again he spoke to him, "Suppose 40 are found there." He answered, "For the sake of 40 I will not do it." Then he said, "Oh, do not let the Lord be angry if I speak. Suppose 30 are found there." This sounds like somebody speaking to Donald Trump. He answered, "I will not do it if I find 30 there." He said, "Let me take it upon myself to speak to the Lord. Suppose 20 are found there." He answered, "For the sake of 20 I will not destroy it." Then he said, "Oh, do not let the Lord be angry if I speak just once more. Suppose 10 are found there." He answered, "For the sake of 10 I will not destroy it." And the Lord went his way when he had finished speaking to Abraham, and Abraham returned to his place. So what I'm noticing here is that the God of Genesis, I mentioned this in an earlier video, the God of Genesis is very much like the gods of Greek mythology, like the other gods of that time. And so I can see the Bible as a way of looking at throughout history how, well, the Jewish people in particular, and then Christians after them, how their views of God evolved and their views of the supernatural evolved. What I can't see it being is a univocal book. It's 66 or 70 in the Catholic Bible, different books by at least 40 different authors, probably more like, I don't know, 40, 50 different authors who had different opinions. Even they changed their opinions over time. If you look at Paul in the New Testament, in the beginning of Paul's letters, the earliest of Paul's letters, he believed he was going to be around for Jesus' return, and then later on, he clearly believed that he was going to die before Jesus' return. So even authors changed their minds over time, let alone different authors having different points of view. And it's very clear to me this God is, first of all, not the only God, and second of all, not a perfect God, not an all-knowing God, not an omnipresent God. He's very different from the God who Christians believe in today. Just my thoughts.